Yeah. Okay. Is this still working? I think so. Yeah. Still trying to get used to this Zoom. Still don't know how it works, but hey. So I guess this is like the third podcast I'm going to put out. Um, so yeah, so I went to the woods last night, and luckily some lovely people set up some woods, like pieces of wood that were dry, so it wasn't too hard to start a fire. Well, it was pretty hard. It's not as easy as you think. I did have one of those little stick things. Well, I bought one, but I didn't take it with me because I'm not that clever. But luckily, I took a couple of lighters, and after a while, I managed to start a fire, and it was beautiful. Just being in nature, just in the middle of the woods on my own. I took a speaker with me, took one of these bad boys, put a shamanic drum track on, and I felt it. I felt in nature. You know what I mean? Uh, I felt the spirits, whatever you want to call them, the old Native American style. Even though it wasn't like I was going to be hunting rabbits or anything, it's not. I don't think there's much to catch in Manchester. I didn't travel that far from home. Well, it was when I walked back. It seemed like a mile away, a lot of miles away. Um, but I did it, and I felt good. And I went there because I don't know, this feeling of death is haunting me, man. So I took a couple of bottles of wine, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather die in a beautiful place like this, just meditating, looking at the fire, trying to like put things in perspective. Because at the moment, life isn't great for me. Um, I'm a postman, but I've been a postman for like 8 years on a part-time contract. I earn £270 a week, and my rent is £700 a month. So go figure that. That means I've got to wait 3 weeks of the month just to be able to pay me rent. That's not even including bills. So technically, every single penny of my wage goes on just rent and food with nothing else spare. That kind of sucks. And that doesn't give you much prospects to go do anything in life. So at the moment, I'm oh, and I went to church yesterday as well for the first time. I haven't been to church since I was about 10 when my mother passed away. I kind of give up hope on church uh, and religion. But the more I got given a Bible, I asked for a Bible to give me a Bible. And I met a guy called Chris, and he put me onto a film called Rango, which seems very relevant to my life at the moment. A coward who pretends he's a bad boy or whatever. Uh, but aren't we all wearing masks? I think we all are, aren't we? I mean, I've had to wear a mask for so long just to try and keep my head above water because when I was young, um, I have a best friend in primary school called David, and it was like when Bruce Lee came out, and he everyone's into fighting, you know what I mean? And it was fun at first because there was like two of us against about five or six of them. But then when he moved and he went to Birmingham, I got left on my own. And I soon realised that you can't really fight like six lads on your own. You get your ass whooped. Oh, he's me cat again. Come on now. Yeah. So I keep thinking like I want to move, and one of the things that Chris said to me is that at church is like the coward stories, like you're always trying to run away and stuff. Well, I don't think I'm trying to run away. I think I've passed me. I did run away from Stowe. I'll admit that because I was just sick of it. Because there was a time when my car got smashed once by some lads who class themselves as top boys, like football hooligans, and all that. And with me, I've always like not really had many friends through primary school, through high school. I remember the first day in high school. I got kicked in the face with a football by these older lads, and I got knocked out. And everyone was laughing and stuff, and I got carried in because I was unconscious, um, which kind of made things difficult. So for the first week of high school, I was walking around on my own with no friends. Story of my life, because when I was young, um, I didn't have any friends at all because my mother was very overprotective, you could say. She wouldn't let me out the street. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense now because I don't know. Maybe my life, my story of my life in this life we call a simulation. Maybe we all are actors on stage and we've all got a role. And my role maybe is just to suffer. My role maybe is just to not have friends and to roam the world on my own. But the problem with that is I find it hard to connect with people because I think I'm very, very different to most people. I find it hard to talk to people, especially if there's nothing in common. It's um, it's been a tough life. I can't lie. When I went to the woods last night, I took two bottles of wine, and I don't know why, but the doctor gave me 28 diazepam. And I thought, you know what, God, I'm ready. You know what I mean? If you want to take me. Because at the moment, I feel like this is hell on earth. I don't want to be wearing a mask every time I go to the shop. I don't want to be wearing a mask till I'm 80. But all I see around me is like two dimensions. I see people, well, no, in fact, I only see one dimension where I live in Manchester. And that dimension is just people abiding. No one, not one person is questioning it. This isn't home for me. And I keep getting told stay at home, like through voices, not voices, but dreams or whatever you want to call them, like higher powers or whatever. Stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. But it's torture. It's just torture. And maybe that's part of my life, suffering. Maybe I've just got to suffer all my life, which sucks. You know what I mean? It just sucks. I'm also being told that I'm going to die of lung cancer. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to die of lung cancer in the flat with my cat, Alan, who's just going to eat my eyeballs when I'm dead? At least he'll get fed. But the problem is, like, well, I mean, here's another story. So about no, it was last year. It was my birthday. It was the 40th of my birthday. I was looking forward to it because my girlfriend at the time, she arranged for me to go to Egypt, and I've had that calling to go Egypt for so long. I don't know, just see the pyramids. Something there, man. Just something there. Something calling me to go Egypt, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's spiritual. Maybe it's higher powers telling me. But the coronavirus happened, didn't it? So that went out the window, and I couldn't go. Maybe it's by design. Maybe I wasn't supposed to go. You know what I mean? That cat will be the death of me. Drives me nuts. He's like part Chinese, part alien, I think. But the goddamn cat will not shut up. He's he's got a mouth on him, and he wakes me up every morning about 4 o'clock. So lack of sleep, yeah, that can drive you insane. So anyway, I was supposed to go to Egypt, yeah, and then what happened was I didn't go. I went work. Um, found a big bag of MDMA. You know what I mean? Because the bag was open. I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? I'm not going to hand it in to the police, am I? What are they going to do with it? Probably have it themselves and sell it on. You know what I mean? I remember once when the same thing happened with some weed, and I handed it in to the person who gave it me. I was like, there's nothing I can do with this. It's not mine. So I don't know. No one really gives a shit. Like people fucking. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. People. We Royal Mail are just drug mules nowadays. You know what I mean? Everyone's ordering drugs on the internet. I don't want to be a part of that. Plus, I don't want to be a part of delivering letters. Like it's destroying the Amazon. They say the letters are going down, but they're not. I want to develop an app where everyone's wage slips are done on the app. I mean, if anyone can help me with that, that'd be great. And I thought of it first, so don't try to rip me off. You know what I mean? So that's one way of trying to make the world a bit better. But anyway, back to the program. So, um, Alan, please shut up. I'm trying to do a podcast. So, anyway, I did this MDMA because it's supposed to be good for PTSD. Maybe I took a bit too much. Oh, there was a pack of LSD in it as well. So I did that, which opened up my mind a lot. I think it unlocked something to this simulation. Maybe I glitched it out. I'm not sure. Who knows? Oh, stay hydrated. Water's good for you, especially with a filter, because fluoride's no good for you. Anyway, so I was watching this program called. It was on. Alan, please shut up. So it was talking about this white chief who supported the Confederate or what I don't know much about the American Civil War or nothing like that. But in the end, he got murdered. But he was a living legend, and it got passed down and passed down. And I broke down crying, man. I couldn't believe what they did to him. I couldn't believe they murdered him, man. It's like such a good guy, you know what I mean? And I cried. And then on that night, I felt like his soul entered me. I really felt that. And a few weeks before, I fell asleep listening to Art of War, and I must have learned it in my sleep. I don't know how I did it. And I spent 4 days just moving things around the house, little ornaments and stuff, like, like trying to catch the king and all that kind of stuff. Bit by bit, doing little backtracks like protection, fucking bringing back people, like where you're going to protect them and stuff like that. Now my girlfriend thought it's crazy because I was up for 4 days. And when I did go to sleep, I woke straight back up after about 2 hours and carried back on doing it. I remember her coming down to me saying, asked me something, and I just said to her, fuck off, but in a dead, calm manner, so I could get back to it. Anyway, a few more days went on, and she phoned the coppers, phoned the ambulance, whoever. I snapped the phone because my head wasn't right, and I thought, who's this on the phone? Davey from Liverpool. I hate Liverpool. So I snapped the phone. Alan, stop it. Fucking cat's gonna drive me nuts. Anyway, the police came, raided the house, brought me back. Well, not brought me back, but dislodged me back. Took me to A&E because they knew that the damage happened. And then I was stuck with 3 security guards, one army dude, one guy who looked like a rat, and a little bald youth. And I was sitting there for the hours went on and on and on and on. And every hour I said, like, can I just see a doctor? Because there's no one in the hospital. There was literally no one in the hospital. I mean, we're talking about COVID virus, but there was no one in the hospital. It was weird. It was like I was in some like purgatory. Anyway, he walked me past this room where I tried to commit suicide once by drinking a bottle of rum and a load of daisies or whatever. And I went to this room where they took me in, and I just remember just drifting out, drifting out, drifting out. And then I woke up in a bed with a security guard watching me. And I asked him if I could go for a fag. And he said, well, let me ask the nurse. So I went to the nurse, said, can I go for a cig? I haven't had a cig for ages. And she said to me, like, you know what, you're lucky to be alive. You've been resuscitated like 3 times. I don't know if that means you're deaf. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, comes out of that. Back at home with Iona. And I started having all these paranoid thoughts, like, you know what I mean? Like, why is Iona as a social worker? Why is she working upstairs? Who's she talking to? Is she reporting stuff on me, on my behaviour and stuff like that? It got a bit too much for me. And we argued, and then it got to the point where she got scared of me, and she left. And then she's moved back to Stoke, where I'm from, to her friends. My friends in Stoke, but I can't even get to them because I've got no money. I bought a car so I could try to get to them, but my car's broke. And there you go. I'm kind of stuck here in this flat that I can't pay for. But luckily she's paying for at the moment, maybe through guilt, I don't know, maybe through pity. But that won't last long. So I've got to find somewhere to live. Now, I don't want to stay in Manchester. I don't know anyone in Manchester, and I hate my job. I'm like, literally, my job is like a labyrinth. I walk around in the same area every time, every day, and is that is pretty much what's the term when you're just doing the repetitive thing again. It's the sign of madness, and it's it's nuts. So I don't want to do it. So every single time, because I've got a bit of money that I had in Bitcoin just as a backup, and I thought I'll use that money just get a plane and just go somewhere where I can just try to help, volunteer, do something good for people. Um, and money's running short and short and short, and now I'm on £80 a week. Try paying rent with that. Now they're already talking about putting me in some like accommodation, which is like a halfway house with like a load of drug ads, alcoholics, and smack ads. Well, I'm a recovering addict. I don't want to be in that situation. That's like the worst situation I could be in. You know what I mean? Temptation for me is just so strong. I don't want to be that. I want to be better. I want to try and do something good. So, last bit of money I've got that's spare in my bank, I paid for a TEFL course, which I worked hard on yesterday. I can't believe how much it's going. It's 120 hours. It's going to take me a while, but I'm going to try and smash through it. And then my plan is just to go somewhere and teach English, whether it's Africa, Ecuador, South America, anywhere in South America, really, Mexico, Thailand, Vietnam, somewhere where I can teach not just kids, but adults, whatever. Just try and like, because English is going to be like the universal language one day, innit? You know what I mean? Everyone needs to learn English. So that's my goal, basically. I'm just trying to get to that point. And all I keep hearing is that you can't travel here, you can't travel there, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just going to take the chance because it's like they say, oh, you can travel to Ecuador, but you got to be in quarantine for 10 days. I'll do it. I don't mind being in quarantine for 10 days. And then after 10 days, try and get a job and try and teach and try and like be better. And I want to try and go to South America because really want to do an ayahuasca trip. Unfortunately, all the ayahuasca trips cost about £2 grand, which is ridiculous if you're supposed to be like trying to help people in it. But hopefully, when I get over there, I'll meet some people who can just go, yeah, have some. You know what I mean? It's free. It's from a fucking tree, isn't it? So that's my goal. I want to try and do that, fix my brain, reset my brain, because I know my brain's not right at the moment. And just be better. Just be better. Just be a better person. And then save up enough money while I'm there. Hopefully give up my vices of smoking. I mean, drinking, I still got a bit of a problem with that, but I know I can stop doing it. I know I can, especially if I'm in a better environment. I mean, what's the term? Nature, nurture, like the environment. Environment affects who you are. And I've been in this environment for so long that I never stood a chance. Like I was into like making music and DJing and stuff like that. Now in Stoke, there was nothing like that. There's nothing you could do with anything like that. So I wanted to go Berlin and maybe take a chance there. One of my friends, Sam, he went there and it worked. He met some famous DJs, tours the world, and now he can't. And guess what? Not only is he claiming a grant because of his DJing, so he gets paid 2 grand a week from that. But not only that, he's claiming benefits from Universal Credit. And not only that, he's a carpenter and he's making tables that he sells for 2 grand. I mean, how greedy can you be? How greedy can you be? How much money do you need? You know what I mean? I just, money means nothing. But to some of these people, like it's like the be all and end all, isn't it? It really is the be all and end all. And from what I gather with God, from what I learned, that shit doesn't fly. You know what I mean? It's all about helping people. And I don't see him helping people, apart from building an expensive table. He's just taking and taking and taking. So I wish all the best on people. I really wish people have a good life. But when I see people like that, I don't think they deserve it. I don't think they deserve the gates. I just don't. I think they'll be judged. I really do think they'll be judged. And maybe I'll be judged for all my past sins. I mean, I'm not a perfect person. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. You know, I've stole, I've lied. Like I say, I had to lie. I lied just to try to be cool. And yeah, I'm a coward. I mean, there's been plenty of times in Stoke when people like picked on me, said horrible things about me. I mean, when my car got crashed once, I remember like 3 or 4 lads, Connor, Gary Hand, Rob Jones, and a few others. And I remember them shouting at me, "Where's your car, Paul? Where's your car, Paul?" And just as they were saying it when I was in town, I was just about to catch the bus. And I wasn't going to miss the bus. So I jumped on the bus. But to them, I know they look like, I know that they thought I ran away. I didn't. I just wanted to catch my bus. But even if I couldn't catch the bus, what was I going to do? What was I going to do? Fight 4 people. I've learnt my lesson. I mean, there was a time in Stoke once when I was waiting for a bus to go to Creamfields, and I was sitting on my own um, with 2 girls, and I rolled a spliff. And these 3 scousers came, and check this, I'm in Stoke waiting for a bus to go to Liverpool to Creamfields. And this one guy comes up to me and he goes, "Give some of that spliff." I goes to him, "You can have some, but you're not having it." So I passed it him. Next minute, what does he say? He goes to his mate, "Get the knife out." Well, before that happened, I spot that one out. And then I got filled in by the other 2. So coward sometimes, coward not all the time. I'll fight when I need to fight, but I don't think there's much point in fighting. I think it's ridiculous. Peace and love. That's the only thing that was to go and get through this hellhole. Too many people have been corrupted. Too many people have been corrupted. And yeah, and at the moment I'm just in a mess. I can't even tidy the house because I'm just so confused. I feel like, well, you know, the feeling that I've got cancer, I just feel like giving up. What's the point in tidying up? I just want to get out. I just want to get out. So, what do you do? What do you do? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my life. A life of suffering, a life of pain. And I'd love to know God's plan because at the moment, God's plan sucks. I mean, I can't even catch a plane anywhere. You know what I mean? And guess this, check this. I bought a ticket. I bought an Interrail ticket. It cost me £300 so I could travel to South France. Because I thought, well, if I'm going to be homeless, I'd rather be homeless somewhere where it's a bit sunny, not in England because it's cold as shit in England. I don't want that. I want to be somewhere warm if I'm going to be homeless, which is looking more and more likely because let's let's work it out how much debt I'm in. I'm in about 12 grand's worth of debt, probably even more. And I'm earning £270 a week, which literally just covers my rent and a bit of food, if that, beans. You tell me how I'm supposed to pay that rent. You tell me how I'm supposed to pay my debts from the banks. You know what I mean? And maybe it's my own fault. Well, no, it is my own fault. I've never been good with money. No one ever taught me how to be good with money. My dad never taught me how to be good with money. My dad never worked. My mum never worked. They were on benefits. Um, and then obviously when my dad died, he did leave me a little bit of inheritance from the house, but I wasn't ready to deal with that situation because when he died, I was in my last year of university, and I only had like 6 months left. I was doing a music technology course, something that I love, and 6 months, no, 3 months. I did not have that long left at all. And my brother said to me, "Oh, the house needs to be sold. It just needs to be done, finalized." And I just thought, can you not just wait until I'm done? And no, couldn't. It had to be sold. And guess who it got sold to? My sister. At a very reasonable price that she's managed to do up wonderfully. My brother, within his inheritance, managed to have an extension and a shower. Well, for me, I didn't believe that my dad's death money, blood money, I didn't think it belonged to me. It was his money. But I had the money. So I chose to go Thailand and spend it all. And I had a great time. But I think he left it to me as well, partly because he knew what was coming when he died. Because when he died, about a week later, we had to go through all the paperwork. And I found an adoption certificate, didn't I? I found out I was adopted. No one told me I was adopted. Not one person in my family, even though the whole family knew about it. So I said to my brother, "What's this? Like, what? I'm adopted." And he said to me, "Yeah, we're all adopted. My brother and my sister, mum and dad couldn't have kids, so they adopted us." I said, "Well, okay. Well, when did you know you were adopted?" "Oh, 8." "What about Anne?" "Yeah, about 6, 8, something like that." I'm like, "Well, I'm 30. Why has no one ever told me this?" And my brother John said to me, "It's not for me to say. I can't, it's none of our business." I'm like, "Well, what?" My girlfriend walked in at the time. She couldn't believe it. She was shocked. She was just like, "What? You're adopted and no one's told you?" I was like, "Yeah." And then anyway, a week later, I was on my own for a week, doing loads of ketamine just to just numb the pain, staring at Milk Drop on Winamp, download Winamp, and put Milk Drop on. It's brilliant when you're listening to music. It's trippy. Anyway, I got lost in the trippiness and it healed me a bit. But anyway, a week later, a couple of friends come around, Spencer and Adam, just to see if I was all right. Bless them. We stayed up all night, just chatting, just chit chatting shit. Not nothing about my dad, just to cheer me up. And it was time. The morning came. I was tired, so I went to bed. And within about half an hour, bang, bang, bang on my bedroom window. "Let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in." Who the what? Why's my sister here? Open the door. She walks in and she kicks out both my mates. She's like, "Get out, get out." And she said to me, "Are you having a party? Dad's only been buried for a week and you're having a party. He's only been dead for a week and you're having a party. You move the house around." "Well, I only moved the settees around so it could be a little bit more comfortable for the friends, you know what I mean? So we could just chit chat and face one another because the seats weren't in line for a perfect conversation. And my dad had them. Anyways, she walked in with this big black woman who looked pretty scary. And she literally just shouted at me, "I was raped." And then she left. She just left. So obviously, straight to the mind, "Oh, I'm adopted." "No, I'm not adopted. My sister's my mother." Huh. Wow. And then she left me on my own. And I was on my own again for about 2 weeks. In fact, no, I was on my own for about a year because I didn't want to see anyone after that. So I had to dwell in the stew of that for a year. Now, funnily enough, my sister came around again about a week later uh, to maybe explain the story. And she kind of slipped up because it went from being rape to being like, "Oh, uh, we were on all day. We went to the beach and met this guy. We had a few drinks, and one thing led to the other." Now, yeah, she might have been only 15, but you know what you do when you're 15, don't you? You know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. I shagged when I was about 15. I had a blowjob when I was 15. You know, it's like you're at that age when you know what you're doing, don't you? You know what I mean? Hormones and all that. So she basically lied to my father. She just basically told me dad that she was raped so that, because my dad was very Catholic and she didn't want to get sent off to some nunnery or something in Ireland because the Catholic religion is very strict on that. And also, when I came along, I was going to get sent off to an orphanage or somewhere in Ireland because kids out of wedlock and all that. Now, my mum and dad who raised me, who adopted them, they couldn't have done a better thing. In fact, they saved me because who knows where I would be now? Who knows what traumatic experiences I would have gone through? So I love them. I love my dad and I love my mother. But God damn it, that traumatized me like anything. And for 10 years after my dad's death, I was on a downward spiral of drugs, alcohol, you name it, I'll have it. The only thing I didn't do was smack. I tried crack once, but that was shit. Um, but all it was doing was putting little bandages on. It was just like erasing my memory. You know what I mean? And in the past, oh yeah, and then what happened about 2 years ago? I made a positive change. I was like, positive Paul. I'm going to sort my life out. Stop drinking. Started working out. Try and be a better person. And then what happened? Oh, I ended up in a car crash and I messed me back up before the coppers messed me back up. And it was really bad. I was in agony. The doctor put me on morphine. I was lying on a mattress in the living room because I got addicted to morphine and I had the cold sweats and I'd just take them all. You know what I mean? I had to get off morphine 3 times. I had to take the cold sweats 3 times. And then I just decided, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. And then things got a little bit better. I went back to work. And then uh, I was looking forward to my 40th. I was, going to go Egypt. And in January, I think it was, or February, I got a virus, a verruca on my foot. The worst verruca you could ever imagine. It just took over my toes, like 2, 3 toes. It was all, I couldn't walk. So I had to go off work again. And I got Iona, my girlfriend at the time, just to lance that stuff off. Just keep going, keep going. And it hurt like hell. And she kept cutting deeper and deeper, and it hurt and it hurt so much. But I was like, no, just get rid of it because the chiropody said to me it could take up to like 5 years to get rid of it. And I was like, I haven't got 5 years. I need to go back work. And then she got to the point where there's a big hole and there's this little dangly white thing, which was the verruca. And she had to like pinch it out with some, what are they called? Air pluckers, you know, eyebrow pluckers. And I've never felt so much pain in all my life. Oh my God, it wrecked. But she got it out. And then what happens? Corona hit. My dream of going to Egypt, gone. I've never felt so depressed in all my life. After being so positive for like a year, that happens. You know what I mean? Suffering, constant suffering. And now I've got to walk around looking at people wearing masks. Can't enter a shop without a mask. And I just feel like this cannot be everywhere in the world. Surely people cannot be putting up with this shit all around the world. It just makes no sense. Surely some people have got to be revolting against it. And I want to find that place. I want to find freedom. I just want to be free. I don't want to live in this 1984 COVID fucking scamdemic. I'm sick of it. And guess what? The other day, yesterday, I got a letter in the post complaining about noise complaints. I haven't even played any music for months. And you know what? Music and DJing is the only thing I love. So now I can't even do that. I can't even do that because of a noise complaint that I've not even done. So yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. It's great in it. But I'm determined to change this around. Positive mental attitude. Don't let the fuckers grind you down. So at the moment, I'm reading bits of the Bible. I'm reading Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P.O., which is quite interesting. And I'm going to get this TEFL course done. And when I get the TEFL course done, I can work remotely. I can try to move to another country. I can move anywhere I want. And that is freedom. Because at the end of the day, I haven't got a clue how to look after myself. I've never lived on my own before. I live with my mum and my dad. And every time I've moved out, I've had a girlfriend. And every time they've always paid the bills. They've always like looked after the rent. I've given them money, but I don't know who to pay. But if I've got to learn all that, then I might as well learn it in another country rather than here. It's a hellhole. And I'd rather do that than live in a halfway house with a load of smackheads with just pure temptations to do drugs because I don't want to go back down that road. So if you're listening, God, just please let me be free. And yeah, I know I've got to work hard. I'm just putting this out there to hopefully, like, let other people know that you're not the only ones. You're not the only ones with struggles. I'm sure there's plenty worse off than me. I don't know any of them, but I'm sure there is. I mean, out of all my friends, and I know a lot of friends in Stoke, and I don't think I know one person who's lost both parents. I don't know anyone who's found out that the sister's the mother. I don't know anyone who's found out that, they're adopted after the dad died. Uh, I don't, I just feel alone. I just feel like I'm the only one who's going through the worst shit in my circle of friends. And I need a break. I need a break. I was fully committed to going in those woods last night, build a fire, drink 2 bottles of wine, and just down 28 diazepam. And I still woke up. Woke up 3 hours later. Perfect timing because the fire was running out. So, but still, you think that would do the trick, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? I mean, when I tried to do it before, I got a tattoo just to say, survival, survival, and I survived it. So if I can survive that, I can survive anything, can't I? You know what I mean? So yeah, I just want to give a bit of hope to some people, just to say like keep on, keep going, keep going, and hopefully things will change around, because things like this cannot keep going on. And I think the space brothers up in the skies can see what's going on and the bad aura around Earth. And I don't think it just affects us. I think it affects them as well. So yeah, let's make the world a better place. Meditate, and when you meditate, wish good for other people, not for yourself. Wish good health for other people. It works, because if you're just asking for stuff for yourself, it doesn't work. Peace. Still trying to work this out.